So today I want to share with you one of my best ways that I was able to sell a lot of real estate. And I was able to grow from zero in 2017 to selling over 130 houses in 2021. 4 years only, and I was able to double my way up to 130 sales by my own. And now 5 years later, we're running a brokerage that sells 750 homes this year and probably over 1,000 next year, and we're gonna keep growing. So one of the ways that I really loved and helped me get the sales. Whenever I needed the sale, I would just get it. And here it is. So I'll go to MLS, I'll find a property that would cash flow. It could be a condo, it could be anything. Whatever market you're in, I would look for a cheap condo because I know that there's going to be more people that can afford cheap condo. Buy as a first investment property. I myself invest in real estate. I show that I'm in the real estate. I put my money where my mouth is, and I would attract a lot of people by with that sort of strategy. And so I would go to MLS, I would find a property that financially makes sense. And financially makes sense, in my opinion, back then would be a small condo that cash flows $200 a month. You know how to run payments, and you know how to run your mortgage, roughly rent in the market. And so I would look for the spread of $200 a month. And if I find that, I would just DM people that are in my friends list. Sometimes I'll make a story. Hey guys, I found a property. It cash flows roughly $200. If you want to know, let me know. I'm staying legal. I'm not sharing the address. I'm not using pictures of the listing agent. I'm just letting them know that there is a property. I'm not talking about anything specific. And so I would get some people reaching out to me. Then I would get on a call and I would, send them the link to that property. Sometimes I would just DM on Facebook. I would DM on Instagram. I would email. I would do whatever I can, stories, or just making a video on the feed, different platforms, lots of platforms. A biggest one that worked really well for me was just DMing people. Some of your friends on Facebook, some of your real close friends. For the properties that are 200,000 or less, you are good with 40-50,000 as a down payment. You can find people that have that money. You'll see they're driving BMWs, Mercedes. You're like, you want to invest? And here's kind of my tax that I would send to these people would be, hey, here's a great investment property. I'll calculate the numbers. It would bring in roughly $200 a month cash flow. Thought I would send it to you. Let me know if you're interested in anything like this. A lot of times they'll say, no, thank you, no, not anymore, or not at this time. You get different answers. And you will say, hey, are you interested in anything at all? Would you like me to send you a few of these? I come across very often. And sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes no, sometimes yes, of course, here's my email. You'll pick up clients. A lot of times you will be able to sell that property, and sometimes you'll be able to just pick up a client and sell them something else. But here's the trick. Once you sell them something, once you sell, and you will sell, if you listen to this, you will sell at least somebody. If you text or DM or make a story a few times, and you text like 20 people, you're gonna get somebody who's gonna buy. Maybe not that property, something else. You're gonna land the property. And once you do that, once you've been able to sell, don't forget that client is interested now in investing. As soon as they put a renter in there and then they get the cash flow going, they'll be interested in buying more. Right now, I'm selling multi-million-dollar multi-family apartment buildings to the same people that have been doing business for a long time. It's just now, all I do right now is a repeat business. I don't work with any new clients right now, and I still sell 36 houses this year, even though I'm giving away my client, all the people that are calling my personal cell phone number, I'm giving it to our agents in our office, but I'm still end up selling 36 houses just because it's all repeat. If you learn how to attract and retain the client, which means that just send them back, send them properties again, you know that now they're buyers, you know they're interested in investing. Just keep sending them the properties. Investors are the best because they keep buying, and if you just keep sending them, start with little condos, and then you can increase that and sell them something bigger if they grow. A lot of cheap condos are going to be easy to sell because it's a cheaper price, less money needed to buy. It's easier to qualify, and you get that going, and then they're interested in buying more. And now they're telling their friends what they're doing, and you're going to just get referrals going on. And that's just a great way. But the trick is, to get the client, and then just keep saying, don't forget about sending them more properties. Don't think that they bought that they're not going to be able to buy for another year. They can buy in a month because they can qualify as long as the property makes sense. It's financially, math works, and they have the down payment. They'll be able to buy. So what I preach to do is to put them on an auto email from your CRM, so they can receive once a month at least sales in the area of the same complex, of the same properties, whatever the situation is, whatever you sold them. Think what's the best. So for example, if they buy something it's a property, I like to send them comps that are a little bit more expensive what they bought, but also keep an eye on stuff that is cheaper than what they bought, because they're gonna buy it even more because they already bought something for 200, and if something shows up 180, they're gonna buy it too if they have money. A lot of them do have money. If you will find out that the ones that are already putting the trigger on one condo, they're like, all right, let's see which way we can buy another one. And just set up MLS searches for yourself on the cheaper stuff than what they bought, or just set up searches on the complex that they bought in. They're going to be interested in buying more in the same complex. If we're talking about condos, if we're talking about 2 to 3 unit buildings, let's say, depends on how they bought it, either owner financing, either owner occupied financing or investor financing, depends on how much cash they have. But still, set up those emails on yourself, so you can then send them those properties and let them know, hey, here's another one. Doesn't mean that they have to buy it. It's just you being there, you kind of, staying in touch and sending them those updates, so they think that you're there. If they need anything, they'll reach out, and sooner or later they're going to reach out. And that's one of the ways that I was able to sell so many properties, 130 properties in 2021, because I used this investment mindset that investors, I'm like, if whenever I needed a sale, I would just use that to trigger a conversation, and it's going to be a contract, it's going to be offered, and they were like this quick. And then just keep sending them again, so they keep buying. And then just out of 130 sales that I had, it was probably like 80 customers. It was 80 clients that did a lot of repeat stuff. So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you need anything else. Talk to you soon.